Hello everybody, this is Edgar Eddy Fernandez, the founder of Sufficient Limited and the creator of the Experiential Knowledge Solutions that helps um, organizations in the manufacturing industry to reduce your recordable incident rate below zero point 0.5 by optimizing and understanding the skills, ideas, and experiences of your workers and employees. So the topic of today actually it's combustible powders. Something that I want to talk about and help you is to providing my comments. Actually, there was a request of comments by the Chemical Safety Board in November 2018 to I think they want to prevent they want to help the industries to prevent flash fires from operations that involve combustible dust. And there are at least I would say 10 questions I would say regarding on these topics. Really, really good questions, easy to answer as well. So I'm gonna make this a series of videos because I think talking all about the 11 questions in one video, I think is not helpful for you. So I want to try to answer the three at a time. So first question is, in the real world working conditions where a dust is an inherent aspect of the operation, can a workplace be both dusty and safe? My answer is no. And I want to take it from the standpoint of view that I'm assuming that your operation is emitting, or you have a fugitive dust and it's not combustible. However, if you are generating a lot of dust or fugitive dust and it's not combustible, it's sitting on your motors and your electrical panels. Therefore, that becomes a fire hazard. That means you are overheating the motors, and obviously you are on the electrical ones. It goes to the circuits that it's obviously there. You have current there, and can generate a fire as well. And actually, when you design your process, you need to see at what temperature your motors they can cause fire as well. And this certain temperature, this overheating, right? They overheat, and then now it's gonna be a fire. So having your motors with dust, with not combustible dust on the top, is considered a fire hazard. So the answer is no. The second question is, in such work environments where the amount of ambient fugitive dust cannot be wholly eliminated 100% of the time, how does an individual or organization distinguish between an acceptable or safe dust level and one of that has been exceeded? And how often does judgment or experience play a role in such decision? Should it? This is a very interesting question, and it has different answers. The first answer is, you need to go to the NFPA 654, and this standard tells you how much the amount of a maximum concentration the maximum allowable concentration of reachable areas, and the maximum concentration of dust allowed in the unreachable areas. There are different numbers. Second, so what is safe and what is not, and how I determine how is safe, what is not, how I determine that. Well, in theory, you need to go with a ruler and measure those maximum allowable concentration. I mean, the maximum concentration allowed in reachable and unreachable areas, but that is impossible, right? So my answer is to paint the beams and rails in different color, not white, please. Why? Because you cannot see the color, pretty much you are exceeding the amount of concentration. How often you're gonna judge that? You need to establish an inspection program to determine that, a visual inspection program, and then you need to determine, and you need to have a cleaning program as well to remove that dust from the beams and rails as well. from reachable and unreachable areas. And that depends on the concentration. Number 3, how are hazards associated with combustible dust communicated and taught to workers? What systems have organizations successfully used to help their employees recognize and address dust hazards? Well, the first question is normally this type of operations that they involve fugitive, combustible dust, or generate combustible dust, or have a combustible powder as a raw material. Normally there are PSN covered processes because they involve more compliance to prevent flash fires. So how we communicate that? According to the standard of the OSHA, the 119 on PSN cover, you need to train your workers or everybody who's involved on these PSN cover processes every 3 years or every time that you make a change. And also you need to communicate the results of the process hazard analysis, the action items. Also, you need to determine a training program for new employees and new workers that are involved in this cover process, the process safety management, the cover process safety management processes as well. So that's the way that you train your workers. And then now how you in that training you need to teach them how to recognize, as I answered the second question. And also if they recognize a hazard, they need to report that on your hazard on your incident management system. You have an incident report system, they need to report it there. You don't need to change anything. So you have an electronic incident report and hazard reports, and electronically they can use the same one, and you don't need to implement something different. And then from there, that incident goes to the PSM criteria, and then you start reviewing that report and assessing, and determine what you're gonna do. Pretty much. Number 4, what are some challenges that you face when implementing industry guidance or standards pertaining to the dust control management? Excellent question. What are some of the challenges? And I would say the first challenge is not knowing your process 100%. That's the biggest challenge, because knowing your process is not only knowing your equipment and machinery that you have, electrical installation, etc. Is what exactly you need to know exactly the properties of your raw material, physical and chemical properties. And you have a powder actually as a raw material, or generating fugitive dust. You need to pretty much conduct an combustible dust analysis. But before going to that, actually, you need to first. You need to recognize what is in your process. You need to determine. You need to determine what is combustible, what is not, and what is covered. And other parameters, flow, what type of equipment is involved, the type of operation. But one of the challenges that I have, what are some of the challenges, is not knowing your process very well. One, not knowing the properties of the raw material. That's the second. And obviously the third one, obviously the first one, the first two carries to the third one, that not knowing the standards, the safety standards, and not knowing the engineering, the equipment that you have available on the market to prevent flash fire when you have inherent hazard of combustible dust. Could be a dust collector, fire prevention systems, electrostatic control, etc. So I would say that it's one of the is a three major, for me, and according to my experience, the three major challenges that I have been facing in combustible dust. I think I'm gonna finish the first part of this video on these 4 questions that I have answered for you guys. Anything you need to know, I'm gonna make the second part for the other three questions and the third part for the final three questions, and to keep this video short. Thank you very much. Let me know in your comments what else you want to know about combustible powders, and I want to be happy to answer you. Again, I'm Edgar Fernandez, the founder of Sufficient Limited and the creator of the Experiential Knowledge Solutions that helps you to reduce your recordable incident rate below zero point 0.5 by optimizing and understanding the ideas, skills, and experiences of your workers and employees. Thank you very much, guys. Have an excellent night. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Bye.